Hello, if anyone's joining right now. Oh, that's funny. I see you. Someone's here. I see you. All right. Hello, hello, people joining. Was that 164 waves? Holy shit. Yes, it was. I mean, I got this honestly. I mean, hey, the title says top 30 player reviews your Cybergrind gameplay. All things considered. You know what I mean? On Brutal? Yep. You're not from around these parts. I have 164 waves but on harmless. That's funny. Well, hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Usually I just like do some warm-ups like while people join, and then hold on, that's weird. Yeah, sorry, by just catching up on my stream. 50 waves on violent. Hey, we all start somewhere. I started somewhere too, you know. Yeah, usually here we just do some warm-ups and then I'll watch some submitted Cybergrind gameplay from my Discord, and then I just talk about it, give suggestions, and review how they play. Stuff like that. It's usually how these streams go. Stick around. This broccoli guy does some warm-ups sometimes. Shut up. Excusez-moi. Shut up. How many runs are in queue right now? It's a pretty hefty queue, but I'm thinking I smashed 4 the other day, so I'm probably going to do a couple today. 5 watching? Hey, we got 5 viewers! Yay! Thinking I'll play this one. This is one of my favorite levels. 7-2. Let me set the settings. Make sure everyone confirm. Is my audio good? Like, can you still hear me when I'm doing all this stuff? Is the audio all good? Goody goody good. Audio mix goodly. Awesome sauce. That's great. My bests are harmless, 164 lenient. Oh my god, numbers. Brutal 18. Okay. Maybe I should go try to get that brutal up to at least 20. You should. You'd be higher than my friend who can't break 20. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna do some warm-ups. This is one of my favorite levels. Normally I'm the triple jackhammer guy, but I'm running shotgun today. Just because I want to. And I'm also trying out ULTRAKILL modded. my... There you go. Double P boosts. Shotgun, wait, what? Yes, I am. Waiter, may I have some spaghetti yolonaise with extra awesome sauce? You are insane. You are an insane person. Yeah, I'm rocking the shotgun currently. It's very out of character for me to do so. I'm really bad with this weapon. Second weapon I get, and I'm very terrible with it. I feel like I always miss the melee P boost against Gutterman. I'm so bad at it. For those who don't know what I'm trying to do, yeah, I know. What I'm trying to do is, I'll explain it after this. I'm trying to do what's called a melee P boost, and that is P boosting in melee range so that all of the pellets hit, instead of just getting the explosion value. Dude, what the okay. Most normal sentry ever. I'm getting the double P boost down though. That's pretty good. Oops. How's everyone doing today? Low-key Handy Boy changed your life. True. Handy Boy gave me a reason to run something other than triple jackhammer. You only really need two, in my opinion. Oh god. Double P boost there. Another melee P boost. Melee P boosts are 6 damage, and that's pretty sweet. Also, I'm not a speedrunner in the slightest. I'm very bad at speedrunning. Linguini died on wave 49 the other day. He's washed. He's very washed. No offense to Linguini. He's a funny guy, but yeah, he's not quite ULTRAKILL tuned, I will say. Everyone pretty much agrees that hello. Pretty much agrees that he is a slop tuber. But you know, I'd argue I once was too. I really like 7-Dash too. I just love Gutterman and Gutter tanks. They're so much fun to fight. ULTRAKILL is not even one of his favorite games. That's sad. Compare the mines to the jackhammer? Yes, you can. I'll do it here, actually. It's very fun to do here. Hey, bud. It's the one thing the jackhammer doesn't transform into a projectile. I mean, into a hit scan. Why is my laptop shutting off? Hi, Brocco. Hello. Oh, I'm so bad. There you go, that's what I was trying to do. Double P boost. Dude, I have 1.7k hours in this game and somehow I didn't know about that mechanic. Hey, listen, I learn new things every month, okay? This game is still expanding my brain. Finally played Helldivers 2 for the first time yesterday. It was pretty fun. Hell yeah, love that game. I'm so happy for you. Alright, do I do one more level and then, what does that sound? One more level and then I'll do some reviews. One more. What level should I do? Seven -3. I hate 7-3 so much. I could do it. 5-1 is really fun. 5-1 is definitely one of my favorites. But I did spend a lot of time the other day playing that level. I think I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna play a level that I absolutely despise. I just hate dark levels in this game so much. Okay, I could do that. I'm gonna P-rank this level. It's the last thing I do. Alright, time for the one-shots. This gun, oh my god, this gun. It completely throws off all my tempo. This level's very beautiful when you look at it from the top down, I will say. One thing I really like about it. It's usually just asking Liz to listen to slow down, don't... Really? Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. Easy peasy. I really do like the final room of this level. That's the only part of this level I really, really enjoy. Here it comes. Okay, that bounced me up way higher than I thought it would. I can't see anything. What? Okay. Medical Blaster did nothing. A dead. I think. Yay! I could have been a new PB if I didn't go for the marked for death, I think. Super truth bomb. Thoughts on jumpstart? I love it. I love the jumpstart. I love conduction. Personally, and then in this stream, we're nuke haters. We are all nuke haters. At least I am. Am I in good company then? Yes, you very much are. My dog is here. Hello, Olaf. People shit on the slab marksman because they don't know. Yes, it's true. My friend has a jumpstart unequipped, which is crazy to me. I agree. Jumpstart is insano bonkers style. So, it makes no sense to me why someone would, you know. Also inches you forward, which is movement tech. I love Olaf from Frozen. Oh, what's nuke? Nuke hater is what I'm trying to say. We're nuke haters here, like core nukes. Personally, the one weapon I have unequipped is the malicious rail cannon. I hate this stupid thing. I feel like this weapon is like a stunt in a player's growth, to tell you the truth. Like it's, you know, I mean, okay, a player who can show restraint and self-control and not always using this thing over the other ones, you know, that's a good player. But a player who defaults to using the malicious rail cannon every time they have their rail cannon charged to me is like the easiest way to stop growing as a player. True. Well, actually, it's not the fastest movement option. It's actually not. Oh, Oofnik, I remember you. It's good to see you. Rail cannon or screwdriver will be just better 90% of the time. I would say so, personally. That's what I think. But I think the weapon just kind of teaches people to, like... How would I say this? It teaches people to rely on, like, instant use ability that doesn't require much thought or doesn't scale really at all. The only way it scales is if there's Maurices or like mind flares, and that's kind of it. But it doesn't scale any way else. And then the screwdriver, on the other hand, can scale really well. Electric rail cannon can also scale really well, and those two require a lot of skill to get their scaling maximized. What's the fastest movement option then? Well, I think I tested it out. I know that a core nuke gets you 146 units per second of movement. Yeah, roughly. But I do know, I think... Hold on. Yeah. Right there, I just gave you 152. Jackhammer apparently has... It's the fastest weapon that can propel you. And not every red gauge can do that. It's red gauge combined with slam that does that. So, slamming from here. Okay, well I did that wrong. I forget what it is. There's like a tech to it. I'm not doing it right. Am I supposed to jump? Yes, we need an enemy. True. I forget what the tech is, but there's some tech to it. Regardless, it is something that a lot of speedrunners have overlooked. I've talked with like some speedrunner like .com managers, and apparently they say that the jackhammer is like one of the least pathed weapons that when it comes to speedrunning, purely because it's so difficult to path and because people are so attached to the shotgun. Got any tips to get past 76 and mostly down earlier rounds in virtues? Well, hey, we're going to do some Cybergrind review, so maybe I'll be able to give you some tips. It's used on 03. That's true. That is true. But that's just because it's the shortest level, and you only need to use it once to get well, twice I think to get to it, right? Although you could just red gauge up and then nuke into the storage machine room, I guess is what most people would do. My first time here? Well, we're happy to have you. Alright, so is my sound good? Oh yeah, let me show you guys what melee P boosting is, for those of you who are curious. So there's two things, first of all, that have put me on the path of the shotgun, at least temporarily. And that is melee P boosting. So obviously, like normally you can get, 3 damage just doing a quick thing. And you can also P boost to get 3.5 damage. But you can also combine those two things to get 6 damage in one shot. Theoretically, if you repeat that every 4.5 seconds that you can swap this, that's a lot of damage. You know what I mean? That's a lot of damage. So I really want to utilize that to see if the shotguns are truly worth running. I know one of them truly isn't worth running. The CE shotgun, it's terrible. No offense to all of you guys, but that is one of the worst weapons in this game, I have to say. Can't record, sadly. Very sad. But hey, I'll be watching other people's gameplay, and maybe you could relate that to your own. Show them glue sting, it's funny as hell. Glue sting is... How is it? I was almost doing it. It's a silly tech. There you go. It's basically just re-tripping the chainsaw multiple times. Hey, unlock the sword trap. Oh, this? Is that what you mean? Glue sawing. Oh, is that why it's called that? Glue sting? Because it's like gluing the saw to the enemy? Yeah, like that. That's glue sting. Huh, I never knew that. But yeah, so there's that tech, and there's also double and triple boosting, which I want to try to learn, which is... I did it wrong there, but normally... yeah, you can get 2 P boosts in one hit if you space your projectiles apart. And you can get up to, yeah, quad boosts exist as well. If I can get a triple here. God, I'm so terrible with a shotgun. But hey, that's a lot of damage. That's all I'm saying. Alright, anyway. Quitting out. Actually, I'm curious. Okay, I've done all that. I've never tried these levels on Violent. That's interesting. Custom levels as well. What about standard? Oh my god. This is my first standard playthrough. In the mind of a child, right? I never even played Violent on standard difficulty. Ancient save file data, yeah. Like when adding keybinds to your key bindings actually allows you to do more complex tech, making you better. True. And that's what I think takes away from like the malicious rogue cannon being like actually feeding into your skill. Is that it like sort of removes the need for the cool things you can do that actually like scale your skill with better damage, better, movement, better positioning, stuff like that. Or buttons equals you play better. True. Why is the button grayed out? Weird. I haven't even tried Cybergrind on standard yet. I don't even want to bother competing with the people who are like, oh my god, I'm, wave 1000 on harmless. And it's like, okay. I'm glad you spent, 8 hours in a Cybergrind run. More than that. It's very hard, don't do it. Yeah, I don't even want to try. Anyway. Yeah, wait, what was my record on violent? Out of curiosity, 70. Wow. Wow. 70. Time flies. Top 16 on the world once. Nice. Yeah. That's just too much. That's too much time to devote to Cybergrind. Breast can't be a bunch of hell. Yep. That's functionally the high level Cybergrind. Anyway. Oh, wait, I saw a D&D session among the rough. Hold on. I do harmless Cybergrind when I just need somebody to do it with my hands straight. Heck yes. I love my D&D lovers here. I love D&D. Brutal Cybergrind is like being thrown into a blender with 500 different radiant enemies. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get thrown around a lot. You just have to spam slide. I heart D&D, yeah. Let me do something, actually. While I have you guys, I want to do like a be right back screen. I think I could do that here. What do you guys see? Okay, that's what you see. Olaf, do you mind? It's pushing at my arm. Let me put some text on screen. BRB. No, create new. Wait, so if I do that, okay. Be right back. Okay, I guess this works. Please. Please. I'm gonna be here all day if I try to make that tight. Okay. Well, I don't know how to make this full screen view, but if I do this now, what's showing? Why is it? Okay, it's still ULTRAKILL. I'm so confused. I don't know how to use OBS. I'm a silly butthead. ULTRAKILL, yeah. I feel like this should be a scene. And it should be showing just this. What do you guys see? You don't even see the be right back? No, I don't. I don't have a different one. Why does it do this? How about now? This thing sucks. I hate this. I hate this. Anyway, I guess I will be right back because I want to get some water before I start doing these reviews. Entertain yourselves while I'm gone. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. The Brock is back. Okay, why is it the first thing I see is Labubu of Doom and Despair? That's not good. That's never a good sign. The Grok is back. All right. Perfect. Let me see something. Believe I should be able to go here. All right, so what are we thinking for our review here? Is there a specific range we want to see? I know someone was talking about 50 earlier. Oh, nice. You made it to wave 21. That's awesome. Croc, are you back? Yes, I am back. Around 50 is fine by me. Yeah, that sounds good to me too. What is this? Wave 61 Brutal. Wait, it says that's their old PB. Let me see if they can find their new one. Actually, let's do statuses. A status, are you still here? I'm gonna watch yours. I'd like to send in one of my Cybergrind clips, but I barely know how to use my computer, and I don't know how to record clips and footage. Any help? I mean, I would just install OBS. It's like a browser. You can search it up, download it. I don't really know any better recording things. That's just what I've used, because that's what people have recommended to me. Review Linguini's gameplay? That's definitely an idea. I don't know if he'd be a fan of me streaming his videos, though. Anyway. Oh, the stat is private of this video. That's a shame. Looking for wave 50. Well, I mean, here's one. It gets to wave 50. Pirated Linguini videos. All right, let's see. What does this person have to say? Hold on, I'm eating a pear. Enough if I'm taking bites. Can you hear me crunch? Is that what? Sorry, I don't know why. I had a whole fajita earlier today, but this pear is really hitting the spot. It's a pear. All right, everyone, favorite fruit, go. It's so good. Hello, Luna. Tomato, strawberry, peach, banana, all really good choices. Mango, orange. My favorite fruit is a bread. All right. I'm putting the pear down. I'm going to at least read out what this person said in their thingy thing. Okay. Hold on, let me quickly make sure. Okay, good. So this is from, let me see if they want to be anonymous. Oh no, okay, they're fine. From the server, their username is DLN000. I don't know this person. I haven't spoken with them personally. But the title is, hey guys, I still play ULTRAKILL. Do you guys like ULTRAKILL? I like ULTRAKILL. Put the pair in the down, bro. Okay. Basically just a real basic ass video of a full Cybergrind run. Highest in brutal is 70. And this is probably outdated enough that I play better now, but not by much if I had to guess. Okay, so it's a bit outdated. It is exactly a month old. So we are a bit backlogged here. I'm quite fond, so am I. I'm very fond of ULTRAKILL. 665 hours in the game at the time of this posting. Mic is off, vanilla gameplay, copyrighted music is included, though don't feel bad if you have to mute or just straight up give me tips over text. Just kind of doing this to see if I could get some tips from a top level player. If I do somehow get in a vid, feel free to put my channel out there. It's Slith and Thin, Snake Girl Extraordinaire. Now for the most important part, I am a Jackhammer acolyte, and I love Jackhammer. Honest to God, if shotgun swapping wasn't hard-coded in my brain, to just 2 tap Maurices, I'd be running 3 hammers for sure. Such a good-ass weapon. Okay, so everyone in this chat, if you don't know me, we love Jackhammer Glaze. It's my favorite weapon. Love it so much. I think I might be more addicted than hard drugs. It's true. And a psychiatrist should be more concerned about someone who plays ULTRAKILL than someone who takes heroin. Messages not getting sent? I don't know what to say about that. I've made sure to unblock a lot of words from like being auto-filtered. Like, I don't know, like just saying like, I hate you. Like, it'll just delete your comment if you say that. Broccoli should use triple shotgun? No. And I'll tell you why. That's because the core eject shotgun sucks ass. It's only good for speed running. Core eject users more like core reject users. Absolutely true. Puppies and kittens rainbow. But I would say the other 2 shotguns, you can definitely use them. But the core eject jackhammer is better than the core eject shotgun in like every way. I picked up the pair again. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help myself. Check the 4 Broccoli text channel when you get a chance. All right, let me see it. That would be really nice if you did that. I would genuinely use that. Yes, light bulb. Light bulb. Hold on, let me see if I can find the GIF. I found it. So stupid. We're speaking the language of the pair. I am. I've avoided jackhammers until I watched a video about the core eject hit scan explosion tech. So many. There's just so many. I don't know if other people do this, but I really hitting yellow gauge over and over again. Yeah, me too. As I previously said, best loadout for shotgun is either ADD or ADA, but default core shotgun. But default core eject is pretty much forbidden unless you are me or something. I mean, if you want to intentionally run a bad weapon, it's like running the default piercer. Well, not even like running the default piercer, because the default piercer's alternative isn't even much better. I don't know. But got me completely into triple jackhammers, but it was so long ago. It was probably my shotgun rant. Dude, the other day on my shotgun rant video, someone posted a comment like just berating me for my opinion and saying like, you shouldn't tell people how to play the game. That's not the point of this. And not at all did I, never did I tell people how to play the game. At the very end, I made a joke about like spread this jackhammer propaganda and step on the toes of shotgun users. Clearly a joke. I don't want you to do that. That's evil. And then he, as I argued with him, he proceeded to delete his comment because I can't find it anymore. All right, I guess let's watch this. There is copyright music in this. Oh, bye. Couldn't take the heat. Absolutely could not. There's copyrighted music in this, so we're gonna have to do something silly. When are you gonna upgrade to 360 FOV? How dare you tell people how to use a loadout in a video game? Listen, call me criminal if I've been explaining to people how to, you know, use the jackhammer. God forbid. But yeah, let's get something in here. What's a cool thing? You just do the entertainer again. I don't know. Is pump charge jackhammer still good for getting back on the stage when you fall like a shotgun? Sure, but more often than not, you're gonna want to use a rocket launcher. All right. Well, since we can't listen to the audio, this is how we're gonna do this. But no, I'm not listening back, Leo. All right, let's see. I wasn't paying attention. All right. So no oil. All right. Noticing something immediately. Oh, I need to turn this down. All right. So something I'm noticing immediately is the fact that right here, what they know that this is a map with a hideous mass on it. And usually when you know you're approaching a map with a hideous mass on it and you have such an advantage like this, where you're in a position to like punish one by spawning here, this person had the chance to spray oil here and everything and didn't, right? That's usually what you want to do. Obviously an idol's about to spawn, but even having some oil here so that when you break the idol, even 4 or 8 ticks can happen after that, that's value. It's insane value. No slamming for getting down faster? What do you mean? Moist ass munch. Should have used a hyphen. But yeah, obviously they had the plan with the saws, and this is fine, but this isn't doing anything, right? Now half their saws got any value, and because they destroy themselves, right? Even against enemies with This is so distracting. Jesus, I can't. Yeah, so their saws are depleting themselves even while this idol is up. However, oil and fire, those things don't deplete themselves if something is idle. They just remain there. So what you always want to do is put your oil down, react to if an idol spawns by not committing your saws yet, and then commit your saws where they need to be after knowing where the idols are, right? So there needs to be a bit of a hierarchical process with this sort of thing. Also, let me full screen. Does that make sense? When they notice idle. Oh yeah, wait, let's see that. Yeah, there was sort of a lack of urgency with getting that idol. Could have been faster. This is a pretty crazy starting wave though. Virtue idol. This is what, like wave 20, 30? 25. Oof. Okay, yeah, so another thing, you want to learn how to break out of a chain, right? sandbarks. Right, so if this hideous mass hits me with a chain, I'd be over here while it happens. Simple, easy way to do it. If it's brutal. If it's violent, I think you can just knuckle blaster it and nothing happens. But if you quickly feedbacker and knuckle blaster while looking vaguely downwards, you'll break the chain very quickly. I believe you can arm swap to make it really fast. Like do an arm cancel. I'm not sure though. I always mess it up just because of... Oh wow, okay, I messed that up really bad. Do it again. Yeah, you can arm swap to make it go by really fast. Yeah, but the whole point of my original criticism obviously still stands. Handling mannequins. Okay, they could have used the hideous mass. I mean, they could have used the Maurice to kill the hideous mass. Sure, but you know, who's doing that? Also, this is really old gameplay. I just realized. Because this is... I'm seeing the old arm icon. Just enter the stream, already blessed with goated knowledge. Heck yes. Alright, yeah, so they were running... Oh geez, this was back when conduction was busted. Yeah, here's one thing also as well. Against Guttermen, you don't want to be afraid to whiplash them. So like a Gutterman's approaching you and you're all the way over here, you need healing, right? Let's say I take a bunch of damage here. Let me just... Right? If I want to get to him, I don't want to walk up to him, right? I want to whiplash onto him. Practice whiplashing the area to their right and your left so that you can get there quickly. Right? They are definitely giant health sponges. So yeah, if I'm this far away and I need health, right? Try to whiplash onto them. Practice that. Another helpful tip with that is when it comes to Guttermen, if you're walking left, they're delayed, so then you get an easier opportunity to whiplash them, right? So swinging left on a Gutterman, and even right works, but more so swinging left on a Gutterman enables you to get a guard break and a whiplash very consistently. So that's a good tip as well. Otherwise, you limit yourself to just doing like slams and slides to get to them and rocket riding occasionally. Oh god, this old menu throws me back. So far, everything just seems like... Oh, dear. Oh, trying to do coin combos. Okay. Real coin combo. Cool. Okay. I'm noticing a lot of times you're standing still in like corners and stuff. You definitely want to be moving more, just as a general tip. Yeah, lack of awareness is being demonstrated. When you're in the center of the map, it's very easy to be like confused of where to go. And top level ULTRAKILL players... Oh, sorry, wait, I gotta catch up on the... What if I record a run right now with the stream on the background? Go for it. I guess you'll just hear my voice. They're giant health sponges. Brocco, does breaking Gutterman shield with Jackhammer also damage them? Because, yes, it does. It does full damage as well. It doesn't do the 33% reduced damage. It does the full damage. So if you do 6 damage to a Gutterman with their shield, it'll break their shield and do 6 damage to them. Oh my god, old Cerberus. Yeah. ULTRAKILL. So yeah, what I was trying to say was when you're in the center of the map, it can become very confusing as to where you're trying to go, because at that point you've surrounded yourself with the enemies, right? Enemies are landlocked to this area unless they're like a Virtue or a Drone or a Mind Flayer. But the problem with putting yourself in the center of the map is that all of them can see you and all of their sightlines are on you, and you can't react in a 360 angle, you know what I mean, to everything. You can react to some things, you know, if you want to do a FUP or a core nuke, you can react to projectiles being sent at you, sure, but you can't react to something like an insurrectionist punch when it's happening right behind you, or a Mind Flayer beam when it's to your left, you know what I mean? So very clearly at this point you become sort of confused as to where to go after you kill this Maurice, because you're in the center of the map. It is a lot better to play the edges of the map and get comfortable playing the edges of the map when you don't necessarily know what to do. Just sprint towards the edge of the map. Unless you have 360 FOV. Always moving is pivotal to staying alive in this higher waves for sure. Also true. Yeah, you also don't typically want to be in these narrow corridors unless you intend to take a lot of damage and try to use friendly fire damage to your advantage. Also, is this 2 insers? Oh, wow, 2 insers. Nice parry. I'm sure this player's gotten a lot better since then, but this is kind of like food for thought for all of you guys. Nice. Yeah, target priority is very important here. Those Virtues are the run enders currently. Yeah, there you go. That was cool. Alright. This is cute, but using saws purely for damage is definitely something you want to avoid doing as you go to higher waves, because saws are limited number of amount of damage, and yeah, saws are a limited amount of damage, and enemy health will continue to scale regardless, and you won't have the saws to deal the damage. Yeah, as well, your magnet placements need some work. Yeah, when you pick a place like this to place your magnets, you do 2 things. Number 1, like enemies that try to funnel into this area, you find yourself in a bad position, right? Because if you're trying to push all the enemies into your saws, all of them have to come into this position where they have easy sightlines on you. Enemies up here like Maurices and Sentries, easy sightlines. If Virtue spawned, easy sightline, right? The only time this could be good is if you're against a Mind Flayer, where you want to limit your sightlines as much as possible. Brock, how do you feel about inverted Y camera? I mean, I don't care. I don't use it. You know, if it works for you, it works for you. So yeah, when you're entering a map, you want to know which places to put your saws. Otherwise, you end up in a position like this where either your saws are getting burnt out extremely quickly and enemies aren't fast enough to get there, or when enemies do get there, you're in a bad position. Another insert, wow. I mean, everything else is just kind of preference at this point, like how you want to play. Nice conduction proc. Oof. Okay. That's fine. No real difficult enemies spawn there. Alright, I'm going to be skipping waves without difficult enemies now. Yeah, this is pretty much a done deal wave. Alright, idols and stalkers. Alright, let's see this. Okay. Wow. The Maurice kill as well on top of that. Another insert wave. Interesting. Cute, but I will say, just as a small thing, layering like gas on top of itself doesn't do anything, doesn't stack damage or anything. It just increases the, you know, duration, I guess, by a little bit. So, you know, try to avoid doing that. If you intend to spend extra gas, just flail it around in random directions. You'll get more value than if you just put it in the same place. Most of the maps are kind of bad to use saws and magnets combined. I didn't do the math, but nails with magnets on enemy might deal much more damage. Depends on the scenario. So, personally, I'm an advocate for neuron activator, right? By ADA build for nail gun. Because getting fast procs with the jump start using saws is really strong. You can like really quickly kill a burning insert with it, for instance. And then, you know, deal good damage to everything else with the conduction explosion. So, I don't know. Saws have a place. They have a place relating to the jump start. And that's mostly it. They're just not supposed to be used for raw damage. Oh, and as primers for your overheat, obviously. Because throwing out 2.5 damage instead of, you know, 0.205 with one blue nail to activate your overheat nail gun is a lot more valuable. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, you definitely want to burn the insert next time before doing that combo. Oh man. The overpump shotgun just looks so slow. Let's skip this. Ooh, Mind Flare. Wait, didn't we just see this? No, okay, slightly different. All right, let's see this. Okay. Just mostly just let the enemies kill her. All right, pretty simple. Idle and... Alright, easy wave. Hideous Mass. Alright, how do you deal with this? As you're supposed to. Alright, you kind of committed everything on that Hideous Mass. You don't want to do that. You had enough with the overheat saw blade and the oil, I think. Yeah, he has been getting an insert every wave. Shotgun isn't as snappy in transition from other weapons. Yeah, it's really not. This one, I mean. Cool Slarp combo. There's a done deal wave. Alright, Radiant Cerberi. Just kinda, yep. As you're supposed to, just ignore them. Man, low FOV is so interesting to watch. Nice. Double Mind Flare. Man, this sucks for that sound. Okay, that was a clutch Railcoin combo. Yeah, big thing about Railcoin combos, they're cool and they're flashy, but more often not, they're not worth it. purely because your rail cannon charge is so valuable. You don't always want to use it for straight damage. You want to use it for damage and style. And there's techniques for each rail cannon that enables you to do that. I mean, but, you know, rail cannon combos are good, I guess, in the end of the wave. But anything can kill anything in the end of the wave. Yeah, I mean, that's just Gutterman giving you free value. What is this? Just an idle wave. Yeah, when you get a lot of idols like this, it's just... You get so few enemies. I miss these waves. These are so funny. I like this map. Oh my god. Pro tip, turn off the parry flash. And also screen shake, because it just makes it impossible to see everything. Oh my god. Screen shake is so aggressive. Can't wait to see the chaos and the CG post-fraud. Yeah, me too. Hideous Mass Wave. Mostly clinical, using the Maurice unintentionally to kill the Hideous Mass. Oh yeah, another thing, you can also shoot the... That was a good save. You can shoot the Hideous Mass tail itself to release yourself. Stupid sentry. Can you put some text on screen showing the difficulty in the PB if you're reviewing? That might be a good idea, honestly. After this, because this is about to end, I think. Double insert and a mind flare. Yeah, okay, so this is definitely something you want to avoid doing. Being in the bowl like this is very risky. Is it a PB? No, I don't think it is. Yeah, you don't want to be in the bowl like that. Uh-oh. Let's see. This is the stupid tester. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, this is bad. You don't want to be in the bowl. Never want to be in the bowl. Yeah, Maurice is just gonna firing squad you the moment you get into the bowl like that. If you ever do that, it's because you're trying to get, you know, mind flares to corner you and then get killed from Maurice, but there's never a circumstance unlike that you want to be there. Alright, I think this is the final wave. Oof. Yeah, you can break idols with the jackhammer, but I think you know that at that point, because this is old. It's very strong to do so. Oh, wow. Interesting. This is so nerve-wracking to watch. Jesus, man. Hey, you don't want to do this. You never want to be on the floor. Even if it's a low wave. Yeah, because see here, you're starting in the bowl again. Oh, there goes the Gutterman. think this is the wave you die, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah. So from the top, when you're starting a wave, you want to anticipate when Hideous Mass is spawning, if he's spawning, and you want to put oil on the floor and not waste your saws in case there's an idol. And if there's no idols, you can use your saws freely. As well, avoid putting yourself in the bowl of certain maps. Practice your Gutterman guard breaks, so, you know, whiplashing up to him by sidestepping left to him, so that his right side is open to you for a whiplash grapple. But other than that, just play the game more, and that's all I really have to say. Man, jump scare. Hello, Snowpea. Alright, well, that was that. Yeah, overall nice, but higher POV would do much better than positioning as average. Dash sliding could provide them more options, more oil and conduction usage needed, that's all probably. Oh, and also, the less time you spend in the center of the map, the more time you can evaluate what's happening on the board. So I remember, I think it's not this wave, but one of the subsequent ones. Yeah, here. You were very confused for a moment as to what you're supposed to do here because you were in the center of the map, and it's very hard to evaluate what's happening around you when you're in the center. So it's another reason to avoid being in the center. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say. Everything else is just practice your tech and stuff, you know. That's basically it. How's my day? It was all right. The plumbers who fixed our flooding finally took out all of the vacuums that were drying out the living room, so that's really nice. But yeah, that's that. Let's see, what else is there on the agenda? Top 1000 player washed after hiatus. Okay, maybe we'll watch this one. This one says waves 35 to 58. Let me quickly... Where was the thing that I did? Yeah, here it is. Okay, I just want to react to it, make sure I remember I did that one. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll do this one then. This one's next. Let me quickly check and make sure. Pause use, no. Okay, well, I can't tell if this has copyrighted music in it. Don't forget to pin the difficulty in PB. Yes, thank you very much. Let me go to my OBS. Where's the thing? Oh yeah, right here. I don't know why I'm so stupid. Properties. What'd you say? Brutal. And then PB 58. Oh, that's 68. 58. All right, yeah, so here's some context for the onlookers. Yeah, let's see. What does this person have to say? Number of hours in ULTRAKILL as of this, 560. No mods used. Anonymous. No. Are you a Jackhammer acolyte? Yes, saw it on Jackhammer carries. Unfortunately, it does. Thanks, Prochacho. You're welcome. Okay, so basically, like, I went to college for my first semester and didn't play ULTRAKILL much. Beforehand, my PB was 72 brutal, and I was making regular progress towards new PBs. It's been 4 months since my last PB on everything I'm washed. I want to know if there are any general flaws in my playstyle that make me less efficient, any glaring issues, as well as any minor critiques to get in the top 500. Okay, yeah, so this isn't their PB. Their PB is 72. So let's adjust that accordingly. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, so this person is X top 1000, I think. Let's see what they have. I'm gonna click off if I hear copyrighted music. Perfect. Alright, crazy starting wave. They have blood on. Bitrate is very low, but we rock with this. Any jackhammers? You got one jackhammer. Alright, they've got the oil start. That's pretty good. Pretty fancy gameplay. Alright. Nice. Ooh, damn. That was very unfortunate. Yeah, when you intend to use saws to, like, commit a jumpstart chord pop, you definitely want to fully commit to it. Because not only does it give you a lot of blood, does a lot of damage, gives you a lot of style, there's like no drawbacks to fully getting a jumpstart chord pop. So yeah, I'd say definitely commit to it whenever you try to do it in the first place. What's the first rocket in your slot? Oh, it's freeze frame, okay. But you don't do the quick mount, interesting. And you use the core eject shotgun, interestingly enough. Okay. I'm not seeing anything intrinsically wrong. I just don't like the loadout, personally. Mind Flare? Alright, let's see this. Quick Conducto. Double Sentry. Triple Sentry. And a Gutter Tank. This is a crazy wave. Okay, Mind Flayer died to random. Sick. Okay. Alright, I think we get the gist here. I think I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I just want to see your higher waves. Your target priority is pretty good. I feel like I'm watching myself to some degree here. Except you use shotguns, and that confuses the ever-living hell out of me. I haven't seen a reason why you have the core eject shotgun. That's one thing. Like, I guess everything else in your loadout makes sense, but I'm wondering why you're using the core eject shotgun, because you're only using the shotgun to do melee P boosts. I mean, not melee P boosts, to do shotgun parries, and also to do P boosts. So you never really use the core, ever. So far, at least, and you're already, like, 9 waves in. I don't know. That's sort of confusing me. Apart falling. Wonderful taste. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any problems right now. You're playing the edges when you need to. Your movement's pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip ahead again. Show me the answers. Oh yeah, that was risky. I would definitely advise going for a jackhammer or a knuckle blaster against idols at this point. Imagine quitting ULTRAKILL for school. You got an insert. Oil's dropping. Awesome oil. Okay, knowing to back out of that position is very good. You're not quick mount riding. Something I'm noticing. You definitely want to learn that. You have the freeze frame in your first slot, but I don't see you doing FUPs. I don't see you doing quick mount riding either. It's very confusing. Learning quick mount riding can be really nice because it lets you do like death saws, which, you know, or here, what would I call it? I call it, yeah, rocket saw boosting. Basically just doing a Death Star or a rocket boost where you use your hammer or a hammer boost with your rocket. God. I hate ULTRAKILL tech names so much. Oh. I think I just heard my dog downstairs getting into something. I might have to go down and check on him. But basically, I feel like you don't use your freeze frame for it being in your first slot. At least it seems like it's in your first slot from my, you know, eyeball glance. You definitely want to be using that for your FUPs. So shooting a rocket, freezing it, pulling it into you for a large 7 damage explosion, or using it to quick mount a rocket so that you can use your jackhammer to get a lot of damage. If you detach the saw during the hit stop where you hit your rocket while you're riding it, you can get a lot of damage, up to like 17 damage on a single enemy. Or 19 damage, I mean. Very good. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go check on my dog real quick. Olaf, you alright, buddy? Hey. Bubba. Alright, I'm back. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, everything else looks really good. That's true, Luna. I will say, I'm a bit short-handed when it comes to judging, like, shotgun stuff, because, like, I can see them P-boosting a lot, and I can't really decipher when it's right to P-boost. I've tried using the shotgun. I don't know if you saw earlier in the stream. I was using the Stardon shotgun. It was not super pretty. Want to get my opinion on it? Okay, I'll probably see yours at some point. But yeah, I guess we can continue. Quickly do something. All right, goody goody. Yeah, that was a cool wave though. All right, Radchu. Yeah, you want to know your Radchu one-shots for sure. Yeah, because right now you're spending way too much time focusing on them while you're getting lasered by everything else. Sick. Hey, this is a pretty easy wave. Okay. So I guess you use it to remount in a rocket. That's cute. But then what do you do when there's, you know, Guttermen firing on you, Maurices, sentries, and Mind Flayers teleporting next to you and stuff? Yeah, for a build like this, you definitely want to have the Fire Starter in your first slot. Maybe Freeze Frame in your second or something. Near-death experience. So they die on wave 58. Nice. Yeah, see, this is where the Jackhammer would fill a gap in your loadout, you know what I mean? Like, having a Core Deck Jackhammer right now, you would do so well against those Virtues, I mean the Radchus. Because you're not using your own shotgun for anything. Not only do you have, you know, Death Stars or double hammer boosts, which allow you to, you know, basically one-shot a Radchu, but you also have core jams, which can also enable a Radchu one-shot. So I feel like that's basically what you're missing. Like, P-boosts are cute against like Virtues and stuff, but I think that a hit scan core would help you a lot to finish Virtue kills, as opposed to what you're currently doing, which is trying to play far back with like P-boosts and rockets and stuff. Yeah, so I would definitely say pick up the CE Jackhammer. That's like a big tip. Yeah, again, you do have a problem with committing to that jump start. Once you got that jump start out, you should just commit straight to it as much as you can. Nice. Every time I think you're gonna nuke with the CE shotgun, you don't. Yeah, being in a narrow corridor with Cerberus is not a good idea. Whoopash to ride rocket kind of counters Gutterman shooting your rocket, I think. Does it? Maybe narrowly, but I don't think so. And I don't think it has any, like, you know, meaningful advantage. And then a Death Stars in the gameplay and it's so much easier. Yeah, I agree. Fun fact, by the way, Death Stars are double boosts, double hammer boosts. Those actually deal the same, if not more, damage as an overpump from the overpump shotgun, or the pump charge shotgun. They deal the same damage, if not more, plus it takes less time. Just so you guys know. So, you know. Just throwing it out there. Plus, you don't need to waste stamina. I'm like, you're even playing this like map really well. Like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play that area. There's very few things you're doing wrong. I mean, like obviously there's performance issues. Like you just missed a more race like 3 times with the whiplash. Happens to the best of us though sometimes. But aside from that, you're like, you played this map like as you were supposed to. And this is like one of the harder maps for like a new player to understand. Not a new player, obviously, but like, you know, someone who's hard stuck. Alright, that's another thing. You've done that a couple times now where you like double dip with the conduction. The really cool thing about the rail cannon and the jumpstart is that they have separate cooldowns, so you're able to juggle conductions, which gets you a lot of really quick, high damage explosions. You don't want to double dip like that. As cute as that is, it's not really necessary. So I would say commit to one, don't use both. Simple tip. Oh. Is that why you die here? Do you die here? You don't die here. I thought this goes to wave 58. It doesn't. Oh, maybe you die here then. That's another thing. That will get you caught. Using the whiplash pull for the rocket thing, that will get you caught against Virtues like just then. If you had done the quick mount instead, considering you had the freeze frame in your first slot, right here, when this Radchu is about to shoot you, he's about to release the beam. If you had done a horizontal play, you would have dodged this beam and not taken the 30 damage, and you would have been able to survive the next hit from whatever enemy was going to shoot you, if one did. But instead you're on 14 health and you have to come back to the map, and you die. So what would I suggest? Number one, your build is a little bit confused in identity, specifically with the Korajek shotgun. I don't think it has a place in your build. I really genuinely think that you can rely on P boosting as much as you like doing it with just the overpump shotgun. Because you're not doing any, like, you know, shotgun parrying or anything. And losing out on the 0.5 damage isn't terrible, because most things are killing each other anyway. So I would definitely say use the Korajek shotgun. I mean, the Korajek jackhammer. Instead of the Korajek shotgun. Additionally, if you want to use the Korajek shotgun, there's the only slight justification is using the malicious rail cannon a lot more often, so you could do that too, but you seem very dead set on using conduction a lot, which I appreciate, so yeah, stick to the Korajek jackhammer. Another thing, you definitely want to use the freeze frame intended as it was supposed to. Well, I don't even know if it was intended, because I think Akita doesn't even know how to do quick mounts. But in moments like these are incredibly common, where you're off the map and you need a quick mount in order to get somewhere. Now, you know, but instead of going horizontally, you know, to go down. But they're not the problem here. That Virtue is the problem, because the Virtue's going to get you killed. Core snipes are nice, true, but also, you know, hammer boosts are just core snipes, but like way more convenient. And slightly less damage. Just barely slightly less damage. So, you know, I wouldn't suggest core snipes personally. I would suggest the Korajek jackhammer. But if you want to lean into a malicious rail cannon heavy playstyle, then core snipes would be more appealing to some degree. But yeah, you definitely want to learn the freeze frame quick mount. It will literally save you so many times. When I learned it, I jumped up, I think, from like, I jumped up from wave 60 to 79 just one day randomly. It will save your bacon way more than you know. Oh yeah, and one more thing. When using the jumpstart, commit to the jumpstart. The reason why I run Neuron Activator is so that I can commit more often than not to my jumpstart target. If I latch onto someone and I want to use saw blades to proc it really quickly, then I obviously have the blue saw blades to do that very easily, but I have the additional saw blades to do that as well. Not only does that keep me disciplined in committing to my jumpstart target, but it also, more often than not, gets me the jumpstart value. So yeah, that's another tip I would give you. But aside from that, your macro seems like really good for a player of this level, I would say. Yeah, nothing but good things to say other than that. Nukes can be performed just as fast, if not slightly slower with Jackhammer as well. Yeah, the swap time for the Jackhammer is 0.5. Swap time for the shotgun, 0.45. But you can core nuke 0.46 seconds with the core check shotgun. So the difference is 0.04 seconds, right? Who cares about that? So you can still do nukes with the core check jackhammer very easily, and basically reaping most of the actual effectiveness of a nuke in the Cybergrind, because you're causing the nuke to happen on top of you. So, I don't know. That's just me. And, you know, Luna here is what, like, top 10 or something? So, take it from them as well. But yeah, am I missing anything? Top 2. Pardon me. Pardon me for forgoing. Personally, it just gets so hazy because whenever I look at the leaderboards, it's just a bunch of cheaters at the top. So, you know, hard for me to remember who's really up there. And Trikanto's top 3 now, right? There's 7 cheaters? I thought it was like 5. Damn. Actually, that would explain a lot, because I dropped significantly recently. I couldn't understand why. It would just make sense if there's cheaters, like more of them. Yeah, that means I've gotten to top 25. No, wait, actually. No, yeah. Oh, no, okay, no, I've just gotten to top 25 like twice now. I thought I got to top 24 at one point, accounting for cheaters, but no. Yeah, yeah. Aside from that, those are the only tips I have to give you. I really liked what I saw, honestly. It was really cool. This was really cool to watch. Let me read this. Oh, it's just the same thing. All right. I think I'll do one more. Luna, didn't you put... Oh, no, Cloth. All right, I want to do the Cloth one, because Cloth was here and they asked for it. One day I'll do one for you, Luna, even though it doesn't make a difference, because both of you and I know what's going on, and I have nothing to critique about you. But I don't know, maybe I could explain what's going on your screen. I don't know. Purely just because I have the platform to do so. Oh my god, already looking at crazy shit right now. Run's pretty scuffed. We'll see. Dramatic title, Road to Wave 100, but 4 insurrectionists tried to kill me. Video info, random running recorded for the submission, 30 to 58. Okay, and this is on Brutal. Sick. Let me change the thing. Is that your PB? What's your PB? Wave 65, got it. Sick some style. Alright. Number of hours in ULTRAKILL, 1070. Cool. Microphone on? Nope. No one so far has had a microphone on. That's very funny. Not needed, but could be cool. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, again, I'm not really looking to do it personally, but Maybe you and Nitrum, I might do you two just one day. Just be like, yeah, so this is what high-level Cybergrind looks like. Just hold the Knuckle Blaster button and you could basically win half the waves, you know? Let's see. Mods used? Yes. Better weapon HUDs. Seed gene my icons. I don't know what that means. Plugin configurator, demon walls, weapon utils. No, demon weapons utils. Cybergrind death cam, style editor, color sets, angry level loader, hand paint. Okay, all very simple cosmetic related stuff. Would you like to be anonymous in the video? No. Are you a jackhammer acolyte? What kind of question is this? Okay, what do you mean what kind of question is this? Do you submit to the jackhammer church? That's the question. Are you an acolyte of the jackhammer church? Yes. Okay, then the answer is yes. And that is not a crazy question. You're crazy. I didn't submit a 225. What do you mean? Hold Knuckle Blaster and win. Well, okay, yeah, it's true. But you know what I mean? That's just true, though. I was just saying that as a matter of fact. My PB is wave 65 and brutal. How can I stay alive? Clear uncommon waves faster. How can I kill inserts faster or get the timing of their parries down? How can I avoid Mind Flayer homing orbs when I'm far from the platform? Any other tip suggestions I should implement in my gameplay so I can get to wave 100? I feel like sometimes I can kill inserts and Mind Flayer waves fast, but sometimes I do it slow, and other times those waves end my runs. Yeah, so usually that's just positioning. Positioning is the ultimate killer against insurrectionists and Mind Flayers. So we'll get to that when we get to that. I already have the thing up, don't I? Okay. Yeah, Sixum style. Let's just start this up then. This might be the last one I do. We'll see. All right. Hold on. I heard something downstairs. I'll be right back. What the? Where's my thing? Be right back. Hold on. Getting my shoes on. I'm streaming, so. Alright, I am back. Press G on your keyboard and you win the video game. Very true. Alright, let's get started. I wish it was as simple as that. It is mostly as simple as that, Luna. Come on, let's be honest. Most waves can be done that way. Alright, sorry, I was eating. Let's get into this. Starting on wave 30, sec. Interesting wave start. First of all, your map is horrendous. I'm so sorry. You can barely tell that there's a platform here with like ridges and stairs and stuff. This can't stay the same if you want to get any better. Finished a 25 to 43 run. Cool. No wonder you don't like Force Red. No, I don't like Force. I just don't like inflated stats. I think inflated stats are boring. I don't know. Is that crazy to say? I feel like that's reasonable. Also, yeah, welcome back. Alright, starting off strong with a green gauge. Sick. And a flicker nuke. I'm already learning so much about you based on everything that just happened. Okay, okay. Alright. So it seems we have a core nuke fup overpump gamer here. Probably. I haven't seen the overpump yet. Flicker nuking as well. Alright, we playing this well? Some degree. Oh dear. Okay, I'm just gonna say it straight. Don't flicker nuke. Flicker nuking sucks. It's really bad, very overblown, very, you know, mediocre strategy, in my opinion. Can it clear extremely easy waves very fast? Yes. Are they still easy waves? Yes. So it doesn't make a difference whether or not you use the flicker nuke, in my opinion. So more often than not, you shouldn't. If you find yourself in the perfect scenario to use one, sure, but don't aim to use a flicker nuke. That's my opinion. You don't really overpump? Well, you haven't completed the chain of brainless Cybergrind gameplay, so that makes me very happy. Yeah, have you tried doing flicker nuking in like later level stuff with like, you know, rad sirs and rad chews? I don't think you're gonna end up well. Okay, so you're core nuke heavy. Not really seeing much conduction yet. Coolio. Also, is your Cybergrind map just like a color blindness test? I feel like I'm seeing 3s. Oh, it's :3. There's the FUP. Yeah, I haven't seen... Have you used the overpump jackhammer? I haven't seen it yet. The macro isn't bad so far, I'll say. Okay, I definitely have a problem with that, though. When you realize that this is the map it is, like, you don't want to be putting all your oil in the center here, because enemies, you're gonna be playing on either this side or this side on this map. So oil here is gonna get very minimal value. Maybe it's gonna tag them for like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 damage maximum enemies that walk past here, which is good damage still, but it's nothing close to what would happen if you had just played one side and then, you know, all the oil on that side getting repeated consecutive tons of damage from all the enemies that are grouping up and following you to that side of the map. You're not going to bounce from side to side to keep all the enemies here. You know what I mean? I don't know all the maps for enemy spawn. That's fine. You don't have to know where the enemies spawn. You just have to know where enemies are going to walk. If you know that there's stairs here, this is like a middle section, and there's 2 sections here that aren't middle sections, you don't want to put your oil in the middle section. More often than not. There are some exceptions to the rule, but this is one of those situations where you definitely don't want to put oil in the middle. You want to put it on a side that you know you're going to play. You're not going to play on this staircase over here either. No one does that, right? But this side here and this side here, these are the 2 places you play. And, you know, it just so happened an insurrectionist spawn here. This isn't me predicting the insurrectionist spawn, but, you know, helps to know you could have gotten some good oil value on this guy. Also, this is nothing against you, Cloth. This is just my vendetta against the malicious rail cannon. Can we just talk about this real quick? You hit the core here, and oh my god, malicious rail cannon, such a huge core, is such a huge explosion radius, doesn't even set the insurrectionist on fire. Are you kidding me? I hate the malicious rail cannon so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's so bad. I hate the malicious roll cannon. Nice parry though. Good kill. Oof, risky fup. The rocket mouth face. Scuffed, yeah. And I hate the nuke so much. Other than that, your macro is still mostly good. Yeah, it is a pretty decent place to play. You don't want to play down here usually unless there's very few enemies like right now. But yeah, dealing with the heavy enemies up there is definitely a good play. I'll say just, you know, because we're here. The reason being, because when you're here, you have all of this cover. Right? All this cover. And enemies don't walk on this platform. They can spawn on this platform, but in which case they'll walk down the staircase and have to loop all the way around to get to you. So you have all this cover that you can play as you're dealing with the problem enemies here. And enemies that spawn down here in these corridors, they also have to obey their pathing and follow this way. And if they do, if a Mind Flayer spawns then, you can come down here and trap her in a corner and get really good conduction damage, really good fire damage, really good whatever damage you need to kill her very fast. Maurice's will be aiming down here and getting a lot of damage on the Mind Flayers too. It's a risky play, but as long as you have her between these two walls, she's almost always dead. So, you know, this is the best position to play, not only for the sake of opportunity, but also for the sake of enemy pathing and cover. Really good place to play. So this is, I'm just congratulating your macro here. Pretty good fup. Oh dear. Hey Brock, are videos with keybinds mods eligible for reviewing? Yeah, of course. Yeah, preference mods are mostly fine, as long as it's not like, you know, just crazy annoying and difficult to watch. I can't really see what your keybinds are. This is nice. I didn't even realize I can see your inputs here. Yeah, solid play though. All around. See, how do you oil this? Alright. Yeah, see, currently your oil isn't... Yeah, your oil got, like, no value throughout all of that. I just want to, like, make it clear. Oiling the center of maps is almost not really a good play, because your oil will get no value. You killed one enemy, and then your oil disappeared. Because, yeah, the enemies are forced to path on these stairs, or come around this way. They're not forced to path in the center, because you're playing on the edges like you're supposed to. So that's sort of the big deal. Why does nobody so far use oil plus rocket on the enemies? It deals about 14 damage, which is really valuable, especially against Incer. What do you mean oil plus rocket? Like just full dumping oil on an enemy? I see. Well, now, yeah. And I'm not just saying that like, oh my god, this guy keeps making the same mistakes, even though I just criticize, like, you know. I'm just re-explaining with different circumstances in mind. Yeah, what do you mean, Luna? Because personally, what I like to do, what I think you're explaining, is whenever I pull out the fire starter, I like to let some oil go before I shoot the rocket, so that I get, you know, the extra ticks of fire damage after having shot the rocket. So every rocket is essentially 5.5 damage, you know? Because that's what I like doing, and it's very valuable, and I would agree if that's what you're saying. Love water. I'll let you respond to that. Coolio. Oops. Very nicely done. What's your nail gun loadout? Are you running ADA? You're running ADA. I feel blessed. Nice. ADD? Really? I thought I saw you use the jump saw. It's hard to tell because of your colors. Magnet. Yeah, I can't tell because of your colors. Maybe I'm wrong. You shouldn't say there was a 5-hour slow mode. I'm sorry, but I don't want people spamming stuff. You can't blame me. About it like purple and blue. No, I mean, it's cool. I'm just saying, you know. I'm just saying I thought, you know, maybe you were an 88 Giga Chad. That's all, you know. Nothing crazy. Just saying, you know. What was that? What was that? Oh, nice core nuke, bro. Does nothing to the stalker with 3.5 health. Are you serious? I don't get it, man. I don't get the appeal. What does ADA mean? Yeah, alternate, default, alternate. In like the order of like blue, green, and red weapons. First, second, third variants. So if I say I run ADD with the revolvers, that means I run the alternate piercer and the default marksman and sharpshooter. So that if that makes any sense. As a mage, I'm just gonna edit the one I already submitted. Yeah, do that. That makes complete sense. Get over here. Sorry, I just want to rewatch that. It's following the sentry down to the floor. Wonderful, thank you so much. Yeah. Knowing that, what's your nail gun loadout? Not seeing you do very many hit stop shenanigans. Although it just seems like you don't use the pump charge jackhammer at all. Oh, there it is. I see what. Oh, you almost did. Oh no, you do. Yeah. Here's a small tip: always pump during hit stop with the pump charge jackhammer. When you know you're pulling it out, you always want to pump during the hit stop. It's just a free 3.5 damage every time. You're literally missing out on free damage every time you pull it out. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, I wouldn't target the hit. I mean the insert like that. That is lucky. Yeah, the quick mount though. Sick. Alright, you got out of there. Lucky. Cool. Going with the whiplash. Hey, you definitely want to know your virtue one-shots. It's always okay to use red gauge to one-shot a virtue, but there are a lot of efficient ways to one-shot virtues using the jackhammers with just yellow gauge. One of my favorite ways is with the pump charge jackhammer, which is a little technique that I invented, I will say. I'll show you right now, as a matter of fact, since, you know, we're right here. You know, boom, easy one shot. No overpump, no nothing, yellow gauge. It's really good. You should do this. It's really good. In the early waves, you can kill 3 virtues in 2 seconds. Also, about 70 damage on insert, which just kills it. Oh, wait, what's this? Fire starter as is. As a, let's say, a combo weapon instead of a trap weapon, let's say I used Jack instant E-rail, about 23 damage with overpump. Jackhammer, I just use fire starter, which makes it 40. Yeah. That all checks out. 26, and then the feedbacker, and then it pumps it up 40, 70. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say people should definitely dump Firestarter on inserts a lot more often. That's a good idea. People are missing out on that. But Firestarting other enemies, like for a prolonged amount of time, to me, isn't the best idea. Can you view my Cybergrind gameplay? You privated your video. I was going to. But you privated it. I couldn't watch it. It's not fair. Anyway. Yeah, I know about one-shots, but I'm mostly red gauge. And that's fine. And especially if you're beating your PB, don't feel ashamed if you're going to red gauge. Like, you know, do the safest bet. I sometimes red gauge to kill a virtue just because I don't want to, you know, there's more other things that I need to think out and process in the moment. Love oiling Mauer. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think your agenda is working. I'm feeling tempted to learn jackhammer. Listen, I have like 20 videos on my YouTube channel just talking about the jackhammer. Please, educate yourself, you know, pick up a Brocco book. You will find yourself pleased. Oh, damn. Mischarge back. Miss flicker nuke. Unfortunate. Yeah, like right there. That 10 damage could have been 13.5. I mean, you still killed the Mind Flayer anyway, but it's just the little things. With that in mind, by the way, you can also use the jackhammer if you double pump and then hit an enemy. You can use the final pump during the hit stop to get the 7 damage. So think of it that way too. Bonus free value, faster over pumps than with the pump charge shotgun. So boom, boom, boom. The point is, like, always use Firestarter. It's really good against everything. It is very good against everything. At the very least, if you're min-maxing your Firestarter usage and using it once every quarter, like, I'm sorry, like using the quarter-second swap time and then swapping to a new weapon, if you just hold right-click while you're swapping to the Firestarter, you're guaranteed to get 5.5 damage, right? If you just spray directly onto an enemy, you can get 5 damage, plus if you spray underneath them, you get bonus damage too. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy damage. Trying to P-rank all of Act 1 for the first time. I'm doing a jackhammer only, as you should. Damage, numbers, tech. I just throw around random BS and occasionally do something cool. Honestly, go for it. As you should. I only oil my flares. Shut up. I've got a wave 91 on Brutal, and I do not know how to rocket ride properly. I never rocket ride. I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know how you're doing it either. Rocket riding is Oh yeah, you can hear the printer in the background. It's very loud. Cybergrind gameplay, let's go, yes. You can watch whenever you feel like it. Okay. My main strategy in ULTRAKILL is random BS go, and that's fair. It works. It really works. Hold on. I said I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. What have you guys said in the time you've been gone? 6-7 HP. Alright, well, this is why I don't stream, guys. This is exactly why I don't stream. Printing jackhammer propaganda. Yes, I am. Broccoli, what is your opinion on hit indie game Mega Bonk? I don't know anything about it. Sounds familiar, though. Machina would trim your tree. I love Christmas posting so much. Anyway, let's continue watching. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, this is so scuffed. Yeah, in this map in specific, I like to oil up the center, personally. Or one of the edges. But yeah, there's definitely times to do it. You just want to be rotating around the pillars to get the maximum fire value. If you have to kill a jackhammer with your own hands, which one should it be? Probably the sawed-on jackhammer. It's the most boring jackhammer in my opinion. The other ones just have so much more interesting mechanics. Got them on their way to blow up every rocket attack ever, yeah. Oh my god, Jesus, just give me a heart attack. Nice. Haven't been noticing your arm swapping, which is nice. I think it was you that said you want to know how to parry insurrectionists more, I believe. Yeah. Easy answer is just don't get hit by them. Like, you really only want to parry when you're forced to. You don't really... I mean, like, it's nice to parry an insurrectionist, but, like, you can easily get away with just not getting hit by them. And then when they jump up, not only when they jump, they insta-kill every enemy in their way, but when they land, they insta-kill every enemy in their way. I find it's a lot easier to get value by forcing them to reposition so that they just die when they jump on top of each other or kill other enemies. So, that's my opinion. Other than that, insurrectionists make unique sound effects for whichever attack they're about to do. So, you can try to practice based on that, but at a certain point, it becomes really difficult. Yeah, parry whenever you can, whatever you can. It doesn't always have to be an insurrectionist. I have a very aggressive playstyle, so more often than not, I'm in an insurrectionist's face. So the window of parrying is a bit tight. I wonder how this is all going to end. Oh dear. Core nuke gone wrong. Nice fup. Almost spelled death. Oh, Jesus. I think you straight up lost all your health just then. No, it was just a parry flash. Here's a tip. You can turn off the parry flash in your settings. Excuse me. Have you seen Maxwell's ULTRAKILL vids? I have, yeah. They're very funny. I just remembered, when I was messing around in Sandbox, I found the chainsaw gets more damage when you feedback punch it in its detached state. Yes, it does. All saws actually do that. The overheat saw does, the blue saws do, the gray saws do. It's just only really good with the chainsaw. Wanted to use custom parry flash images, but you said not to make the gameplay too distracting. Yeah, I mean, okay, if it's like really subtle, it's fine, but if it's like, you know, atrocious, like, I don't know, if I'm seeing like 6-7 every time you get a parry, I wouldn't want to watch it. No offense. Tuh. Kind of show onto a photosensitive person. Jesus Christ. Oop, failed nuke. Successful nuke. Nice double parry. Cute. And another crazy thing, I wanted to use a trippy animated skybox and rainbow flashing. Okay, so you just wanted the Cruelty Squad loadout is what you wanted. Show your local epileptic friend high level. Yeah, I would never forgive myself if I introduced this game to someone with epilepsy. This is interesting what I'm witnessing. Also, did the sentry just bounce its hit scan off of the idol? It did, and it hit the frickin'. Hit the swords machine. That's pretty cool. Recently I learned brutal street cleaners can look up. Why do we need this? Why? Yeah, that's pretty lame. What's your opinion on mind flayer parry flashes? New tech. Idle parrying is wild. Yeah, this is next level what I'm witnessing right here. What is your opinion on mind flayer parry flashes? What do you mean? Just have them play on harmless and never touch Cybergrind. Yeah. No, I'm gonna show an epileptic massacre's inaccurate summary. That's a terrible idea. So you know how you recommend having blood off? I have it maxed instead. Yeah, well, I hate you. 7-1 urge is real. Yeah, the 7-1 with blood is really cool, I can't lie. That's the exception to the blood rule for me. I'll turn on blood occasionally just to play that. Yeah, does he die? Yeah, Swords Machine's dead, I think. Freaking awesome. Aw. So wait. How did you die here? You flick your nuke without dashing. And then you got shot by Maurice, I think. Mad 'cause bad. Yeah. So yeah, from the top, number one, I mean, this is number one for me. Always, always, always use hit stop pumps. Pump during hit stop, very important. You always want to do that whenever you have the pump charge jackhammer. It's just a free 3.5 damage. It's imagine adding a P boost that doesn't hurt you to every attack. Number two, you don't want to oil the center of the map in every map. It's good to oil the center of the map when you have the time, but you want to focus on oiling the edges of the map, please. You see. Like, for instance, you usually don't want to oil the center here. You want to oil this area here, because this is where the enemies are going to come to you, right? It's nice if you want to transition, you can oil the center here, so that when enemies transition over to you, they have to go through it. But more often than not, you just want to oil the area that you intend to play. So that's another suggestion. I think there was a couple other things. Oh yeah, flicker nuking. Try to seldom use it. You died flicker nuking. Which is really, really bad foreshadowing that in the beginning of this review I said flicker nuking is bad and it's not worth it. And then towards the end of this you end up dying to a flicker nuke. But, you know. P3 will be Brocco Prime throwing us jackhammer parts. Listen, I jokingly called myself Jackhammer Prime in the New Blood Discord server, but I low-key think I cooked. P3 will be Michael Jackson Prime. Too much FUP and nuke usage. They almost die because of that numerous times. Yep. Poor positioning. Parry count is low. Should get used to diving now. And then for faster movement. Yeah, I mean, the movement could be refined. Just practice slide jumping instead of walking around anywhere. That's pretty much just a good suggestion as well. I mean, I didn't really notice a lack of parrying personally. Like right there, you hit a double parry. You do that multiple times throughout this. I think probably enemy parries is what you mean instead of projectile parrying. Like, you know, you did struggle to parry Swords Machines and what's it called, Gutterman at certain points. Definitely want to get used to doing that. Insurrectionist parries were on point. Personally, I'm very aggressive, so I don't really parry them very often. I'll parry them if I get the chance, but I don't intend to do it. Like if I'm far away, I just intend to dodge their attacks. Yeah, the close range parries mostly, yeah. So yeah, definitely work on that. There was one other thing. I swear there was one other thing. I don't remember. Really don't remember. I guess, yeah, try to lay off the nuking. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, nuking is an easy way to stop yourself from scaling in skill, because nuking is just a very simple thing to do, right? Nuking is just core, and then malicious row cannon on the core. But like when you use the E-rail, you have the choice of doing rail coin combos or doing a conduction combo, or you have the choice of getting a really good pierce, right? Or if you use the screwdriver, you can use it to immobilize a mind flare or rad flare. You can use it to stabilize your style while you do other things, and then you can also punch it into other enemies for not only 15 damage but another 10 on top of more style, right? So the ceiling for the screwdriver is really high, the ceiling for the electric rail cannon is really high, and the malicious rail cannon has its uses, but its manner of application is incredibly simple, so it's really easy to stagnate using it. Yeah, I almost never use a screwdriver even though it gives a lot of style. Seriously, I recommend using it. Even if you don't use E-rail, you definitely want to use that. I do like the way you do conduction in this, though. You commit to your saws, so I'm very glad that you do that whenever you're trying to pop it. Screwdriver single-handedly kept me alive when fighting Radiant Insurrectionist jump scare. Yes. I mean, that's what it's its job, you know what I mean? My Cordic jackhammer is always on dull. I should genuinely put it down. It's so addicting. It's just too addicting. Who could blame you? Just bring it to the shed. Can you review my grind? Maybe. I don't know. I think I just have room for one more. Maybe. Screwdriver single. Yeah. Other than that, though, everything else is just regular practice. Keep playing the game. Learn the interactions. Figure those things out. Oh, yeah. Oh, one other thing. Practice your one-shots against virtues and other enemies, I guess. But more specifically, virtues. Practice those, because that's very, very important. When rad shoes become more prevalent, you're going to wish you'd learned your one-shot techniques. Mine, please. Beg for the love of God. I will watch yours, but, only because you just unlisted it. The main usage for screwdriver is to use it on mind flare mostly. Doesn't really have that much value other than that. And on insurrectionists, okay? 22.5 damage is really good on insurrectionists. On top of the style it gives. I personally wouldn't use it on anything else. I usually just use E-rail on waves with Cerberus, Swords Machine, Gutterman, Gutter Tank, and stuff. But, when it comes to Rad Flare and Rad Sir waves, I definitely have opportunities to use the screwdriver, and with good reason. Kill the Virtue with E-rail. I found this very much. Hey, E-rail also one-shots Radiant Virtues, Should I not be using Firestarter in the middle of waves with freeze frame as my slot one? No, definitely. You definitely should. You just got to get used to the inputs. You know what I mean? That's basically it. Double tapping 5 to get to your Firestarter. That's pretty much it. Imagine you get to wave number and a Death Catcher appears and revives every enemy you caught, like the Avengers Portal scene. I think people are overreacting about Death Catchers. I can't lie. I feel like they're going to be freestyle. I feel like they're going to be free healing. Like, the enemies are supposed to have less health, move and move slower. So, and I really don't think they're going to be that crazy. My face when a Radiant Virtue stun locks me while I'm above an idol. I have approximately 0.57 seconds to evade before its partner. I hate Virtues so much. Genuinely. They're like the only poorly designed enemy in this game, in my opinion. Mind Flayers are adjacent to that, but they're fine enough. But yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that, Cloth. What's next? I guess a status. Since I promised. Alright, does it work? It does. Okay. This one's kind of short. I will watch this one. No need to be anonymous. Video calling might be bad. Sorry for the WhatsApp notifications. Okay. You didn't answer this part though. Are there any copyrighted music? Is there any copyrighted music in this status? Need to know. Death catchers are slightly less annoying idols. See, I think so too. That's what I personally think. I mean, maybe for people who don't have like their one-shot combos down, it's going to be difficult for them to be like, they have to sit there and be like, oh my god, the Cerberus have just killed his back. Oh my god, the Maurice and the Gutterman, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. Let me see. What do you mean? I'm saying the music you used in your Cybergrind footage, is it copyrighted? Are you going to go find out? Is that what you're saying? Feels like playing hide and seek with the virtues. If their attacks didn't vertically KB you, virtues would be yeah, I would agree. If their attack just hit you and didn't interrupt your momentum, they would be so much more fine. Seriously, I'd be way more okay with them. Thanks, Def. Implement the tips you provided in my gameplay. Of course. Also, Deathcatcher revives stuff from blood, and V2 is a put. Okay, all right. Deathcatchers are slightly less annoying idols. Arm swapes are hard. If you kill a Deathcatcher, the revived enemies die, so it's not really a biggie. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They don't provide any initial value to the battlefield when they spawn in. They're just kind of reactive. There's no music. Also, sorry for the video. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Oh, reconstruct what? All right. The Hikita Brigade is here. Oh my god. I can't tell what's going on. Alright, I will say one thing though. You want to avoid playing in this corridor. This one right here. You want to avoid playing in this corridor because Maurices and Gutterman will spawn up top and they'll snipe you down and do a lot of damage. There's not much you could do about it. Yeah, it's going to be hard to watch. God, I can literally count the bits on the screen. Accidental nuke. Yeah, against Maurice, you don't want to pump the jackhammer because it's an explosion, doesn't get value. I have a bad habit of doing that though, so you know, check YouTube settings. Yeah, do you think there's a higher quality? Nope. I think this is just the recording. Oh god, I couldn't even see you move to the virtue. Yeah, so this is waves. Is this waves 40 to whatever? Yeah, let's skip to a difficult wave. Okay. You didn't have to use your E-rail there. Yeah, so first thing, I don't know if that's something you regularly do, but when you're approaching a hideous mass and you intend to do a jumpstart combo on him, because you're running, God, you're running the evil build. I know what you're running. Am I crazy or did I skip the, I did. Okay, yeah, so are you running ADA in this? DDA? Really? I thought I just saw you running... No, you're running ADA. Or ADD. Alright, well, yeah, when you're running a build like that, you want to avoid using the E-rail on the Hideous Mass when you intend to do a jumpstart combo. There you go. Committing to the jumpstart was the right choice. Nice. Good parry. All things considered, not terrible. Okay. I'm gonna leave the stream. Alright, see ya. Alright. Playing against the sentries pretty well. I don't think I need to watch that. Is this just, yeah, it's just Gutterman and Maurice's. Skip that. He's mess again. Okay, good. You don't use your E-rail, so I think that was just a fluke then. Oh yeah, you want to be careful riding a rocket next to a magnetized enemy. Insurrectionists. Yeah, you want to commit to them. They can do basically nothing to you in melee range. Nice, good kill. There was an attempt at Slark. Probably an accidental screwdriver there, I can't lie. God, this is so hard to watch. Lack of pixel. You're just actually hurting your eyes? That's fair. Yeah, I'm on the same page as you, Remnai. Getting a lot of sentries in this run. Get that parry, please. Scare me. Tips? I mean, this is kind of like lower level for you. Isn't your PB like 85 or something? Yeah, I mean, just fire starter stuff, really. Also, yeah, you do screwdriver more frequently than you need to. Because using a screwdriver on an enemy that's about to die is like just losing total value of the screwdriver. You want to use your fire starter on like a position like this. Alright. You don't store your fire starter stuff. Yeah, again, you kind of just spray oil on the floor. You want to put oil where you think you know the enemies are going to go, instead of like, you know, just putting them in places. This is hurting my eyes as well. kind of just appeared out of nowhere. Many such cases. Oh dear. Alright, this is the wave you die on. I haven't seen you fight any mind flayers. Maybe one, I think. No, two actually, in the same wave. Okay. Idols, mind flayer, sentries. This is a tough wave. Yeah, you gotta kill his idols sooner than later. And now it would be a good time to have a screwdriver. Yeah. So what you did here was you lacked initiative in trying to kill those idols. Like here you kind of froze up. There's these three idols that need to be destroyed, and you have a rail cannon charge. You can stall this out because you already have good style with a screwdriver, but instead of doing that, you go for a conduction play against enemies that, you know, are invincible. So you lose value on that. If you had stuck a screwdriver into this insert, despite him being, you know, idled, once you got to the idols, you would have gotten at least some style back. I wouldn't have used the screwdriver. I mean, the rail cannon charge at all in this position. I would have just waited to destroy the idols. But yeah, I mean, that's just off the top of my head currently. Yeah, because now you have no style, and you need a conduction combo or something huge here. And you end up, yeah, dying to the mind flare. Count the pixels, yeah. I'm Jackhammer main with 0 rocket riding capability. I'm used to having 0 visual read on the environment. That's fair. But yeah, that's really it. I think obviously this is low level for you. Your rail cannon usage definitely needs some work. You want to be using your rail cannons with more intention, I think. Also, why is Heresy the Nintendo Virtual Boy? I guess it is. Yeah, it's all red. Couldn't tell ya. But yeah, hey, I knocked out like what, 4 reviews tonight? I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna react to this as well just to mark it. Sick. Yeah, if you guys want your own Cybergrind reviewed, you can join the server. Discord link is in the description, and you could submit your stuff following the guidelines. And yeah, there's a chance I might review it. So far, I've gone through like, what, 25 different videos, I think, in total. Yeah, you could be the lucky next one. But I think I'm going to call it here. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow. The reason why I couldn't stream in such a while is because we had a flood, and there were just a bunch of like fans that were drying out the house, and they were just extremely loud. So I couldn't stream with those playing in the background. It would just be obnoxious. But yeah, I guess this is goodbye. I don't know how to end this stream, but I'll see you all hopefully in the server or in my next stream. Goodbye.